Montreal sits and awaits the Stanley Cup Playoffs semifinals. Look at what the Habs have done the last 7 games. This was a team that was down 3-1 in round 1 to Toronto and has rattled off 7 straight wins, scoring 24 goals, giving up just 12. And look at the special teams. The power play, 31%, so hot, and the PK can't get much better than 100% right now. Here's Alexander Romanov on how Montreal is playing.
Doesn't matter where I will be playing, like left, right, forward, goalie. For me, it doesn't matter. I just want to help my team every single game, every time when I step on the ice.
We've been watching all the series. It's always nice to keep track of what other teams are doing and how they play. So yeah, we'll definitely be tuning into the game and picking up whatever we see. It's two good teams going at it. So we're ready for whoever. We're just focused on ourselves right now.
All right, 7-0 in their last 7 playoff games. How much of that success is impacted by their netminder, Carey Price, who looks all world again?
The majority of it. I mean, everybody universally says that Vasilevsky is the best goalie in the world. But you know what? There's 3 guys that really stand out for me in these playoffs. Vasilevsky, of course. Marc-Andre Fleury would be the other one for Vegas. No disrespect to Philip Grubauer. He's played well as also. But Carey Price, to me, is the one guy that can match Vasilevsky with his physical attributes. He also has the mental game to be up to the challenge. He never seems to get too high or too low. It almost feels a little ho-hum at times. He makes it look so easy that it's almost disconcerting if you're on the other team. It shouldn't be that easy is what you're saying on the bench. And all he's done is lead them to 7 victories in a row at the most difficult time of the season. And basically, his overall save percentage is about .935. Are you kidding me? That's insane for a team that really isn't known for their scoring, that stumbled into the playoffs and then completely turned it around. So he's been amazing for me. Dominic Ducharme, the next person I have to highlight, done an incredible job. A lot of people weren't sure when he got hired. It took him a while to figure out his teams. It took him a while to construct lines that could put this team in a position to win. And then eventually in that first round series, about game 4, he really started to figure it out. Montreal went on a run. They win that series in shocking fashion in game 7 in overtime. And the rest is history. They absolutely dominated Winnipeg. That was incredible to watch.
Has he played himself into the head coach next year?
Absolutely. No matter what happens from here on out, he should be the head coach next year. I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
How about their D-corps? These are some big guys back there on the back end.
They've been incredible. Shea Weber is everybody that you thought he was. What was that coach one day that said the Bengals were exactly who we thought they were?
Yeah.
Well, Shea Weber's exactly.
Yeah.
We let him off the hook. Yep. Well, Shea Weber's not letting anybody off the hook. He sets the tone back there. Ben Sherratt's been incredible. Jeff Petrie obviously had the injury, but he's played terrific, as had Joel Edmondson. And when you add up the totality of what those guys have been able to do, they've made it a rough ride for opponents every single night. I give them a ton of credit. And then I get into the individual lines, and I look at Danault and the work that they've done. Tough to play against, right? That's what they're supposed to do. Go out against the other team's top lines.
Remember how much criticism that guy had in the regular season for not scoring a goal up until,
couldn't score. Nobody cares if he scores now. But what does that line do so well for me? And Aaron, what's his name? The writer from Montreal that I was just talking about.
Arpon Basu.
Arpon.
Yeah.
Did an incredible story today. Check it out in The Athletic. He really did a nice job breaking this down. But Danault does what you want your top line to do, right? You want them to go out there and defend the other team's best line. How do you do that best? You make them defend. That's been their genius. They don't score a lot, but they spend a lot of time in the best line zone, and that's been really effective for them. Kakaniemi, Anderson, Byron, they're kind of crash and bang line. They've been super effective. They're not scoring a ton, but there's more there from that line. That's a line that could explode in the next series. That's why I'm so high on them. Then Cole Caulfield, the Suzuki line. What can you say about these guys with Tyler Toffoli? You need a big goal, they'll come up with it.
Clutch.
And even the veteran line, Perry and Stahl in particular, just puck possession for these guys, doing things that you wouldn't normally expect from them. When you add up the totality of how they've played, they are going to fare much better. That's the theme, much better than people think. Not saying they're going to win, but it's going to be a much closer series than you think.